Hey guys, and next month, Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition is releasing, and I think it's more important than you think. Don't overlook this release, whether you're a Xenoblade fan or not. It's not just a random Wii U port lazily being pushed out before the Switch 2. This release is more than just a simple port. This is an impressive remaster, overhauling and improving so many aspects of the original game. And I feel like it's even shaping up to be a great entry point to the Xenoblade franchise. But before we get started, I wanted to mention that I have a goal to hit 30,000 subscribers before the Switch 2 launches, so if you enjoy my content, consider subscribing, and if I hit that goal, I will give away a copy of the new Mario Kart game. But like I said, I feel like this is a fairly important release despite being a remaster. I would say this is probably going to be one of the most important remasters on the Switch in a few different ways. And Monolith Soft really seems to be delivering in so many ways with this remaster here. The new features look to be really good. Like, recently it was revealed that there are 4 new party members when looking at, like, the slots with, like, the different party members in the game. There are 4 more than there were in the original game, which I think is very interesting. And there's also a new quick cooldown feature in battle, which allows you to instantly recast arts. I think that will definitely add a new level of strategy to battles and depth. I just think that's a really cool feature to have, since sometimes it's a bit, like, a bit tedious trying to wait for certain arts to refill. So I think it's really nice having the feature to, like, recast some of them, but it's also like a meter that will just kind of run down throughout the battle, so you kind of have to conserve it, which I think is pretty cool. And I'm assuming you could maybe, like, upgrade it over time and it will have, like, certain levels to it. I don't know. Maybe it's just, like, a set thing throughout the game. I don't know. But, I do think it is a cool thing to have. And it's definitely adding, like, more just depth to the battle system in general, which I really appreciate. I definitely think it's going to make battles feel much more interesting. And another thing, the most kind of notable thing about this that I've discussed before when talking about this remaster is the new UI. This new UI is really good. It's definitely on par with Xenoblade 3, and it's much easier to see than the original game. Like, I really appreciate that now, and it's definitely going to help newer players get into this game, because I remember back when I was first trying out Xenoblade X, it was a bit weird to try to see what was going on with the UI, but this just looks so much better. Like, it's actually not for ants now, you can actually see it. And there's also, like, a few other, like, little quality of life features in there. Like, you could turn the music off when you're in the Skell, which I think is really nice. Like, even though I do think the music is pretty good in Xenoblade X, it is nice having that option for people who kind of get tired of the music and actually wants to hear the area themes. And you could also change the time of day as well, which can help for certain quests, as, like, certain enemies appear during certain times of day. And also, like, certain collectibles and things, so it could definitely help with that as well. That is a very welcome feature that I appreciate. And you could also swap out party members at any time. That is also great. Like, you don't have to go all the way back to New Los Angeles to do it. You could just do it at any time. I think that is really good. There's just so many great features here. Like, and there's also the new content as well, which is seemingly baked into the main story, kind of resolving a lot of the story-related issues that people had with Xenoblade X, like having a cliffhanger. I haven't finished the original game, but that's what I've heard, and I'm glad that they are possibly doing something about that. Like, the fact that there are 4 new party members kind of shows that there likely is going to be some new content kind of baked into the main story, which I really appreciate. But with all of these new features, I think this is shaping up for this remaster to be the perfect game for fans, or I guess, like, people who want to be fans or want to get into this series to get into. Like, this seems like the perfect starting point for Xenoblade, in my opinion. I'd argue even more so than Xenoblade 1 Definitive Edition. That was the starting point for Xenoblade for me, and I would say that was an excellent game to kind of get into the series, or kind of introduced the series to me with, because it really introduced most of the basics of the franchise and a lot of, like, the elements that most people, like, expect. But I feel like X does all of that, and even more. I mean, yeah, I would say it doesn't, like, quite deliver on the story. I feel like the trilogy is definitely better on that aspect. But I feel like X, in terms of, like, newcomers, might be a little more enticing for certain reasons. Like, the fact that it is a major, like, open world, like, it is one of the largest Nintendo games ever. It is larger than Breath of the Wild. It has, like, a very large map. And I feel like that will definitely get a lot of people interested in this game. Because, like, before, it was locked to the Wii U. Like, literally, like, just a few people had the Wii. I was, like, one of 5 people who had a Wii U. So, like, barely anyone played this game previously. Despite how impressive or interesting it looked, it was still kind of doomed to be super niche and not really well known. But now it's releasing on the Switch. Sure, it is releasing kind of in a transitional era of the Switch, but it still is releasing on a console that has, like, an install base of over 150 million, and will be compatible with the new console. So there will definitely be a large pool of players that would be able to play this game, and would be able to be interested in playing this game. So I have a feeling that it might still sell fairly well, at least as good as Xenoblade 3, I would say. And, like, also with the quality of life updates will definitely help when kind of bringing new people in with this game. And then also another thing, the online modes, like the online multiplayer modes, definitely seem like a good aspect to get people interested. Like, it has a lot of MMO-esque elements in the game, so I feel like that might kind of interest some people that weren't really interested in Xenoblade before, and then once they kind of witness the combat and gameplay, some people might be interested in checking out the rest of the series. So I think this is great. Like, it is releasing at a pretty good time, I would say. Like, this game may not sell as well as either Nintendo or Monolith Soft expect it to, but that wouldn't really matter that much, because even though there is a lot being put into this remaster, it still is inherently less effort than a new game. So even if it doesn't sell as well, it would still probably be making a pretty good profit. And on top of that, releasing in a transitional era is also kind of a good thing for them, as, like, you already have all the other Xenoblade games available, which might have the potential to get more sales because of this. And also the fact that, like, this could kind of get people interested in whatever Monolith Soft is doing for the Switch too. So I think this is actually a fairly good decision, and I feel like it's something that people really shouldn't overlook. Like, this is not a normal Wii U port. This is way more interesting, and I think a lot of people should definitely check it out. If you even have a little interest in this, I think it's definitely worth looking into, because this is a very underrated game, and has, like, a lot of potential with this remaster for things that they can kind of improve. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more, and make sure to check out my Discord server and Blue Sky if you want to. Stay perky!